Good.
So I told you he's very sensitive. Our winner of the essay competition, I would describe as a young woman who this period in history has been made for, with all this book facing, twittering and tweeting. Her thumbs and fingers move a mile a minute. She is a great communicator. That's what she is. And it's great that she's going to go into journalism. And our first place winner is Mrs. Not Mrs. Sorry. Miss Meghan Nolan.
The title of my essay is Passions Fuel the Motor of Our Ambitions. And the quote I picked is by John Steinbeck. The writer must believe that what he is doing is the most important thing in the world. And he must hold this illusion even when he knows it's not true. My fellow seniors, teachers, parents, and alumni, do you remember the first day of your freshman year? Do you remember thinking to yourself, this is going to last forever? I do. I remember dreading it. Dreading the feeling of being trapped in some place I had to go to every day, doing 4 hours of homework every night, and trying to fit in with people I knew were impossible to fit in with for the next 4 years. The biggest issue, though, was forcing myself to do things, take classes like Algebra 2 and chemistry I didn't have any interest in. I had no desire to learn the quadratic formula or why stoichiometry was important. All I wanted to do was write. It didn't matter what it was either. As long as my pencil was moving or my fingers blasting away at a keyboard, I was content. Whether it was a research paper on swimming, an English paper on Thoreau, or a lyric poem about something I love in creative writing. If I had it my way, all I would do for 7 hours, 5 days a week, is write. Raise your hand if you can relate to wanting to write essays all day. I didn't think there would be that many hands. While I can probably guess the majority of you don't want to be a journalist like I do, I can say you all do relate to me. The quote I chose is not bound by the limits of being a writer. Rather, is a universal statement that applies to any person who ever wanted anything. Think about the one thing that drives your motives and actions. What is your passion? Is it painting? Is it baseball? Is it serving your country? Or is it saving lives in a hospital? I have already mentioned mine is writing. There was no specific event or experience that made my love for writing blossom into something I wanted for the rest of my life. This passion was woven into my soul the day I was born. I can remember from the very earliest days of my school career being the fastest and most advanced reader. I would, at night, lay by the stream of light that entered my room and read complete books. On standardized tests, the difference between my reading and writing score and my math and science score was shockingly significant. Grammar, while I struggled with parsing and diagramming Mr. Hoopmodel's 10th grade English class, has always come naturally to me. I understood the importance of proper syntax and proper punctuation, and to this day, it still drives me mad when I see someone misuse the two yours. I do believe in my heart writing is the most important thing in the world. I am driven by the advancement of journalism and the impact I may have on it. I cannot describe to you in words how much excitement I get from the unknown potential of that world. The second part of Steinbeck's quote, "And he must hold this illusion even when he knows it's not true, while seeming contradictory," is actually my favorite part and the most passionate part of the quote. Let me give you an example. Has anyone seen Act of Valor? Basically, it's about a team of Navy SEALs who have been assigned to a dangerous mission overseas. The main character's wife has just had a baby, however, and he has to leave her and his son to fight in this mission. Which is more important? Fighting for the protection of the United States of America, which contains many wicked and unappreciative people, or being there for his family? This is the illusion, isn't it? Journalism, writing, is not the most important thing in the world, and that realization will always be present in my unconscious. But it is to me, because my passion, the thing I want to do for the rest of my life, is journalism. I want to tell the truth, protect the people from false information, and protect the people's rights listed in the amendments of the Constitution. How does this relate universally, though? My seniors. High school is close coming to an end, 29 days, including weekends to be exact, until we walk across a stage, collect a diploma, and part ways. We are all tied together by the strings of Miller, and I think I can speak for everyone when I say this community has changed our lives. I cannot say enough how thankful I am to my parents, my teachers, and my friends for allowing me to have such a successful and enjoyable time here. Now, as we finish typing the last few pages of the chapter about our days at Miller, while some of us will stay in state and some of us go across the country, while some of us go to college in the hopes of becoming a nurse, lawyer, artist, journalist, accountant, or forensic scientist, we will all hold something in common other than the bond Miller created for us. The intense passion that fuels the very motor of our ambitions. Now that we are able to decide what we want to do, unlike high school where we had to care about subjects we weren't fond of, make sure whatever major you may choose, it is something you can do with your whole heart. The writer must believe that what he is doing is the most important thing in the world. A complacent effort is a poor effort. Although there will be adversity in your life, you must believe that what you're doing is the most important thing, even though, buried deep in the shadows of your unconscious, this may not be true. If you don't know what you want to do, don't fret too much, because chances are most of us will probably change majors before finding our niche. Trust your instinct, and don't be afraid to take a chance or two. Writing is all about taking chances, going out on a limb, being creative. And again, whatever you may do, go forth with all of your efforts. Thank you.
I would like to thank especially the three winners, but all